pounds from St. Petersburg, Florida, it is bad boy Barry Horowitz.
Look at that championship belt. Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Championship belt right around the waist of that big young man right there. Primetime Brian Lee.
Well, for the uninformed, he is a champion, but let's see how long he can hang on to it.
And at 280 pounds from Orlando, Florida, the Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Champion, Primetime Brian Lee.
Primetime Brian Lee fans, the new Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Champion. And I tell you, Dutch, this guy, when he won the championship, that night was just about a nightmare to him. It was probably the longest night of his career up to this point, maybe the longest one he'll ever experience. That's when he went through that tournament in Knoxville.
Well, it was a brutal tournament, but, you know, the journey is just beginning for Brian Lee. If he thinks that was a hard road winning the title, the real trip is going to be, like I just said a while ago, the real trip is how long he's going to hang on to it. Now, let's talk just a minute about Barry Horowitz. He had a lot of guts coming out here a while ago. And I have heard people in these arenas around Smoky Mountain, of course, they have no respect for anybody, these fans in the Smoky Mountain anyway, but they call him loser. Now, I have said and maintained all along that his record is, his talent is better than what his record indicates. Now, his record is not very good, but I believe, you know, let's call a spade a spade. Brian Lee may be exhausted from that tournament in Knoxville.
He's a big man.
No, I don't care how big.
He's 6'8", 280 pounds. Young fella, you know, he recuperates very well. He's in outstanding condition. Look at that, how high he had Horowitz on the hip toss. And look what he got with that drop kick. When a man that big and that powerful drop kicks you, Dutch, you go down, man.
Well, most people go down. I don't go down. I just bat their feet right out of the way and keep on churning.
Well, Horowitz had him stacked up.
I'm like Timex, you know. I can take a licking and keep on ticking.
Keep on ticking and coming back to you. This is Brian Lee now with a headlock on Horowitz. Horowitz is going to back him to the ropes.
I have said the whole time, all I believe Barry Horowitz needs. Oh, bad mistake, Barry. Bad mistake. But you see, you know why things like that happen, just like that, because Brian Lee outsmarted him. Brian Lee shouldn't be able to outsmart a Caterpillar, really, because if his IQ goes any lower, I think we'd have to water him 3 times a day. Now, I think the state of Florida declared him legally stupid several months ago. I think I told the fans that. But all Barry Horowitz needs is the right direction, somebody to channel that energy in the right direction.
Well, he just got that elbow right into the side of the jaw of Primetime Brian Lee. Good uppercut by the forearm right there. You know, Dutch, I think, and going back to what Horowitz did, there's a reversal. Into the corner he goes, but he caught Brian Lee with that elbow when Lee came charging after him. I think Horowitz is just, I got the impression that he's really had enough of people downgrading him. He wants to start right out at the top here by taking on the champion, and where better to do it than on Smoky Mountain Wrestling right here for all the wrestling fans everywhere to see, and to see if he gets a win. Boy, I tell you, he's going to zoom right to the top.
Oh, yeah, well, now, if he got a win, now, officially, if he beat Brian Lee right now, it's not a title match, of course, but if he beat him, that would really vault him up in the rankings. Well, what do you think?
Oh, Brian Lee's got problems. Hey, let's think.
Yeah, he's got mental problems.
Well, he's got problems. What, with a dirty white boy for one?
Yeah. Well, that's problem enough. One.
Yes, sir.
And then Paul Orndorff.
Yes, sir. Mr. Wonderful.
Wait a minute.
Horowitz had him stacked. Got a foot on the ropes, but even there he couldn't hold him. Only for the count of 1, and very quickly Brian Lee kicked out of that one. How about that side suplex?
Very good.
Hey, that's a big man, 280 pounds. Horowitz, he liked that. He gives himself a little pat on the shoulder. What's he going to do now? Outside of the ring, up to the top ropes. Horowitz is high into the air. Dutch, it's a long way down. Brian Lee's going to shake him off of the ropes.
Well, once again, the Caterpillar outsmarted him. Did you see Brian Lee after the volunteer slam? After the match, he was totally spent, totally bloody.
Yep. We talked about that earlier, Dutch, and let's just remind all of the fans here watching Brian Lee in action right now, we're going to go back and show them just a portion of how brutal that night was for Brian Lee a little later on, right after this match, and that's something you don't want to miss.
Power slam by Brian Lee.
Oh,
but he didn't get him. He didn't get him.
Had him covered for the count of 2, but he couldn't hold Horowitz down.
Reversal. Wait a minute. That's his signature move right there. If he drops with him.
Well, he just canceled his number, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He hooked him.
And your winner is Primetime Brian Lee.
Well, Primetime Brian Lee, the winner here. If we got a slow-mo, let's go back, fans, and let's just see exactly what happened in this match here. You see Barry Horowitz up.
Horowitz did a lot of talking, but he's mad and irate in the ring. All right, here we go, Dutch.
Well, there you see, fans. Brian Lee had him in his signature move, the cancellation, and he hooks Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz did not make good on his claim that he was going to win.
All right, the fans right now.